So they have to announce that I'm scared to go on with them and misrepresent that Texas has got a lot of guns. They ought to try to invade California. Somebody can go laugh at Alex Jones and go, he thought they tried to invade Texas to take our guns. It'll never happen. You like how I do that? Okay. It's Porky Pig meets Gomer Pyle meets Foghorn Leghorn. I say, boy, I say, get away from me, boy. You bother me. How about I come up to the 5 and I take all those ladies out at night? I mean, you know, just take them out to dinner. And I will be there to chaperone the ladies and make sure they behave themselves. Because I'll go further. Ladies, I'm scared of ladies. And I'm very scared to take you out to dinner. Of course, they're not really that attractive. But the point is that still, I can tell you ladies haven't been around a real man in a while. And so let me just say, we'll all get a hotel room and I'll teach you how to play tiddlywinks. All right, I'm joking. It's a family show. I'm just joking, having a little bit of fun.
You'd cower in fear.
I'd cower in fear. Anthony, you know how I cower in fear.
You would cower in fear.
I would absolutely cower in fear. I love it. What other tricks do you think they're going to pull to claim? Because everybody says, why don't you have him on? So they just claim I don't show up.
Well, why don't they just say that we tried to invite him on, but he didn't respond? That might happen. Oh, we tried to get him on. We sent him an email, but he didn't respond to us. He doesn't want to come on because he's a coward. That's how easy it is. Just like, oh, he didn't show up because we didn't actually send a car till 10 minutes before, so now he's a coward, quite frankly. And then notice, Fox News hates ABC News, yet they're backing them up. There's a unilateral push against the Jade Helm, quote-unquote, conspiracy that is actually even happening now. And they're just all unifying together, just like they did for Obama, just saying, this is really good. Jade Helm is great. Everyone who says it's bad is insane. And for the first time, Fox News now is going and quoting Stephanopoulos and talking about how great he is. Isn't that interesting?
But they could even play that sensational clip of me making a joke about a hotel room with them. I'm giving them stuff right now. But they know it's so sensational, it gives us so much attention. But we already have a big audience that's growing. We don't need you. But I'll be happy to come on and mop the floor with you and your faux tough guy. In fact, I'll challenge that host to a boxing match. Bare knuckle. I mean, he looks like a pretty tough guy. Doesn't matter. I'll knock his teeth out and break his nose because I'm afraid. Get in the ring with me and I will stomp your ass into the ground. And let's do it in Vegas with all the proper stuff. We can give it to the charity if you want. Because I'm a coward. How's that sound?
I'd put a bet on that.
Absolutely. But they're not real showmen. They're there for corporate executives to load their teleprompter like a Pez dispenser, and then they just sit there and spout BS at people.
Well, you could tell that, too, because she kept messing up the words. You know, she was reading the teleprompter very quickly, saying, you know,
she sounded like she had a
helm and twoops. And
she sounded like she had a foot-long chili dog shoved in her mouth. All right, I'm going to stop. I kind of get bad in the third hour. Fourth hour, look out. I start losing control. Let's go back to these idiots up there lying to their viewers.
Over any state, it wouldn't be Texas. They are probably better armed than most of our military. Maybe go for a blue state with all the gun laws that are about, like California or Vermont or Washington, something like that. That's the one to shoot for.
We just let Texas secede. What do you think with this kind of behavior?
But the fact is, the government has taken over some states. We know that. By the way, they're doing this. I can name them, but I don't have time. This is all being done to distract us from the chemtrails. The chemtrails are what's ruining us. By the way, the thing that kills me about conspiracy theorists is they believe that they reflect like a higher intelligence or a higher skepticism or a sense of awareness, when in fact every conspiracy theorist you know is gullible. They're the guys that always forward you with the email that's been forwarded 1,000 times.
I'm just saying.
And I'm just saying.
No, you got to lie in media. You got to speculate. A lot of it's going to be wrong, but not from us.
And they're so insulting and cruel.
Show us what we did was wrong.
Saying that what happened in Boston, after when the bodies were still fresh, was a false flag operation performed by the FBI. While these people are mourning their dead, they're the worst and they're the most gullible and the dumbest people. I can't stand them.
I just don't like that they show everyone's email on there instead of That's the most.
Oh, you're more mad about the forwarded email.
Oh yeah. So Dana, you work for a guy who used to be governor of Texas.
Now we forwarded everyone's email.
Well, you know, I'm confused about something.
We didn't even say the FBI. We said we don't know. These brothers were under CIA control. That came out in the news. There was a drill. There was clearly a stand down. There's a cover-up. Something's going on.
How is it a conspiracy theory that's bad for the federal military to come into Texas as a state and do training again.
And then interact in civilian clothes doing simulated illegal things. While we have new video of them training to confiscate guns in South Carolina.
I'll tell you why, though, because it's an emotion-backed response that he just gave to that by saying people are crazy and chemtrails and Hitler and Boston and talking about victims dying and crying. That, therefore...
How dare him not like the victims? How dare him not like the troops?
I could go into a mall, right, and I could watch someone shoot 5 people, and then the cops question me. I could say, I can't, and if I was a complicit in the crime, I can't talk. There were so many dead victims. It just hurt me so bad. Okay. You're not allowed to talk about anything any further if you say, well, people are crying and there was victims and there was bloodshed. That just derails any argument. That's why 9/11 is so successful. People died. It's so sad. Of course it is. Of course it's sad.
What was that Ben Affleck movie that just came out that was so good? I don't even like Affleck. He's a horrible Gone Girl. But in that, like, she's been through a lot. She can't talk to the detectives right now. She's like,
that's a perfect example.
Yeah.
And after, basically, not to give the whole, who cares, but anyway, basically this woman, it's a long story, but she had committed the crime she was guilty of. And they were asking about it. And she, I'm just so sad. Don't you understand? I'm in emotional distress. And they, okay, let's let her go, guys. That's
everything they did was, in Texas is tough. Army couldn't take them. Everything is to manipulate their audience.
Well, why is Jon Stewart so big? It's because he's not actually sitting there spewing facts and information. He's making an emotional mockery of it, which then says to your body, okay, this is just funny. It's like if you're in an argument. The best way to diffuse an argument in a relationship is to make a joke and lighten the spirits, not to actually logically conclude the...
I know, you can be in arguments with women and just make a joke.
Yeah.
Don't have the argument.
Just make a joke about it. That's the ultimate
thing. Listen. I was joking around earlier. I would actually like to go up to Fox, the 5. I'll take them all out to dinner. And then if both those guys want to get in a bare-knuckle box match with me, I'm serious. I'll challenge them both to a fight, since I'm such a coward.
And you'll cower in fear in the match.
If any of these guys ever call me on it, I'm going to go and get in the ring with them.
Hey, forget Mayweather versus Pacquiao. This is the fight of 2015.
Yeah, and I'm not going to be holding him. I'm not going to be moving out of the way.
Yeah, pretending.
I'm going to come up and want to get hit in the head to turn it on.
Just challenge all your enemies to a boxing match.
Oh, I'm just doing it as a joke, because then, remember, on Piers Morgan, they said, no, we're going to kill you.
Yeah, I know. And then they said, oh, I'd like to take a gun out and shoot him. But that's okay, though. That's okay that they said that. But could you imagine if you said that?
Well, she said, we'll do it wearing a uniform.
Yeah.
The ambassador's daughter, and they're all, oh, yeah, let's go. As if wearing a uniform gives them some kind of power.
It's okay if you do anything as long as you're in a uniform.
Absolutely. Let's, a lot of those guys look like they probably wear, like, ice cream truck uniforms. Let's go, yeah. Let's go. We don't have puppies in the back. Let's go. Lollipops. Anyways, let's go ahead and go back to the clip. Here it is.
Texas, could you imagine?
No, and I actually think that the setup for Cruz and Perry, and even talking about Abbott,
seems like she's on medication.
I actually think that they're in a position of responsibility to give some tough love. So, what you just said about Alex Jones, nut job, this is not true. That actually should have come from them.
Agreed.
They're saying the talking point.
I mean, the 5, we can. Who are we? We are nobody. But if you're in a position of elected leadership.
Back it up. They're saying, call Alex Jones a nut job, denounce him. This is the new litmus test.
Well, that's a great way to attack.
So, like, when the enemy's got you chained down, torturing you, denounce him. And usually it's like, the show whose name we will not utter. Why? Because I'm going to show you government documents at Army.mil where they're training to take your guns and take your town over. I mean, they don't like that.
The ultimate form of flattery is not mentioning you by name. When they actually have to mention you by name, it means they're so desperate that they now are forcing other people to denounce you by attacking them. That's their strategy.
Well, they're saying, listen, and they've been saying denounce me for 5 weeks.
It's a threat. It's saying, look, guys, look, Rand Paul, Ted Cruz, everybody, denounce Alex Jones or we're going to keep attacking you. Even Fox News is not going to be on your side. We're unilaterally going to push against you as a media conglomerate if you do not deal. And
I'm told the other shows are all doing it. Denounce him, denounce him, denounce him. You want to denounce me? Like in Body Snatchers? Like, you want to do it? Go ahead and do it.
I need to just, actually what I need to do is I need to sit here with my thumbs up or down like a gladiatorial trial and just put my thumbs down. And just cower in fear.
I just love how they say I'm afraid.
Oh, you're absolutely afraid, obviously. Sitting here challenging them to a boxing match, let alone an interview, I think you're obviously desperately afraid of them. Not to mention, what's the whole... You've been on those shows countless times. It's funny to me, you're on The View. I mean, you know, you've been on the mainstream media television programs over and over again. It's not like it's some big deal. They act like it's some.
I'm like well known for showing up to everything.
Like he won't be on ABC. Oh my goodness. You know, it's not even that big.
No, it's meant to mean like I'm hiding under the table and I'm afraid to defend myself.
Right. But your voice is every single day on the radio. Why don't they talk about that? They don't actually want to talk about anything you say. And you'll notice that I've never seen one time, not one time have they actually played a full clip from your show where you're actually reaching your conclusion and beginning your conclusion. They always take a little snippet that makes you sound.
It's like an invasion map.
Yeah, exactly.
Clip, you know.
But everyone else gets the justice of at least 30 seconds of a clip. And they know they can use 30 seconds. They could use 2 minutes.
Well, they wouldn't even play the whole Ted Cruz where he says people don't trust Obama and why. They don't want to give any credibility. I mean, Obama's power grabbing everything. Here, let's go back to the clip and then to your calls, Alex and others.
That actually should have come from them.
Agreed.
That should not from the five. I mean, the five, we can. Who are we? Who are we? We are nobody. But if you're in a position of elected
pause.
leadership.
Back it up 10 seconds. Who are you? You're the former propagandist for George W. Bush. Perino or Perina or whatever your name is. Dog food is your name. Lady, if you want to ride my Mercedes, I'm sorry. The point is, now I'm quoting Sir Mix-a-Lot. The point is, I saw you get up and say there was no inflation or there was no dollar devaluation when the dollar lost 30% of its value like 8-9 years ago. I mean, you are a consummate BS artist who will read off a teleprompter. You are nobody. Let's get that straight, ding-dong. And by the way, I'm ready to be attacked by all these Republicans. Do you know why these Republicans are the leaders of the pack? And why Abbott won so big? Because their constituents have read the Army documents and the news articles admitting the military is trying to take on the Patriots. So keep shoving lies at your audience, jackasses. Please, folks, call Fox News, tweet them, tell them I'm ready right now. They're like, oh, yeah, you really want to be on our show? Actually, yeah, I would get a lot of publicity out of it. Not just to have 3 million viewers, but that it ended up being big news. In fact, I really should have just submitted. I had a plan. I said, I'll only do live. They said, sure, of course it's going to be live. And then the day before, 2 days before, on Friday, on this week, they said, oh, it's going to be taped now. We'll pick you up at 8. We'll tape at 8:30, and then it airs it. You know, I was like, okay, whatever. Next thing, we're going to pick you up at 6. These are the emails. We put them out. And we're like, I told Nico, I said, no, tell them it's just, basically, I'll do the 8 or I'll do the thing live. I'm done. We didn't hear back, so I'm done. Then they send a car to be live. 12 minutes before airtime. We couldn't even have probably gotten to the studio. I'm in my underwear. My kids have just gotten up, wandering around saying, cook me breakfast. And I looked at my daughters. They were asking for food. There's nobody there to keep the kids. So I told them, I guess I'm not doing it. So, no, I'm not going. But see how they it's just ridiculous. Here, let's go back to the clip.
Position responsibility to give some tough love. So, yeah. But you just said about Alex Jones, nut job, this is not true. That actually should have come from them.
Agreed.
That should not from the five. I mean, the five.
We can give some tough love.
Who are we? Who are we? We are nobody. But if you're in a position of elected leadership,
don't remind him, please. He's fragile.
Well, I have to say, Rick Perry, to his credit, called it like for what it is. He basically said this is nuts. Rick Perry, congratulations, actually stood up.
Oh, you gave us a treat. Seal.
Who came out and said this is crazy and we should.
Tell you what, hit pause. I'm going to say it for them. Okay, just close shot on the camera. On me. For you, please throw me a fish. I'll bounce a ball on my nose. There's no police state, no NSA spying. The military's not trained to take over the United States in hundreds of news articles. Everything's fine. And I apologize. Jade Helm's no big deal. Now give me a fish, Fox News. They'll probably play that clip. I don't care. All it does is bring me more audience. They find the truth, slime balls. The truth trumps piles of steaming, traitorous, cowardice filth. I'll never be a coward like you, no matter what stunt you pull. And that's why neither one of you little punks will get in the ring with me. Now let's go ahead and go back to the clip.
I understand the skepticism, after all, since we do have a Kenyan-born president.
That's true. I've been to Kenya, and I saw his home.
What's with all the bullets Homeland Security keeps?
On that note, one more thing is up next.
There you go. It was actually such a good segment.
Yeah, we're back in high school where we laugh at the kid that's in astronomy class, the mathematician who'll end up owning the computer company. And yeah, we never grew up. We just laughed. And I'll tell you, I'm skipping this final network break. I'm shook up right now.